There
It's
was a
interesting.
podcaster. I can't say there's a few, and they revolve in the Bravo world. And I got involved in a case that the Bravo community got involved in, and there was so much drama. It was almost like you could feel the fire in the other room, even though the door was closed. And I was like, and I'm not saying that that Bachelor has its own drama, but I was like, this is too much. Like people were making like content creators were sharing statements, disavowing each other on Instagram. And I'm like, we're all on the same side of the microphone here. You know what I mean?
And I feel I have so distanced myself from any of that. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years. You've been doing this forever. Once you distance yourself from it, and I think people know, like, I won't engage, no one bothers you. Like, you can, I will not engage. There's no clapping back, there's no response from me. Go. So there's not going to be any fire. You're doing this and cartoons and back and I just won't engage. So I think people know that. It's
And
like a
it's not
bully
sustainable.
mentality.
It's well, and because here's the thing, right? If your product as a business becomes the drama, which a lot of these housewives, like we said, it all ties in, right? They have to deliver that. So if you become that drama, you have to consistently put yourself in dramatic situations in order to feed that audience. I'd rather people
Correct.
walk, like I'm not, and again, I'm not saying I don't get riled up about things. I have strong opinions, but I'd rather have an audience walk if they think they need to feed. Like I'm not the giving tree. You're not gonna resort me down to a stump. I need to be sustainable with my thoughts and opinions. So yeah, those boundaries, and they take a while to learn. Having a baby has really helped because I can't be on some like internet war with my kid looking at me like, why is daddy on that screen? Like you just have to learn to have a little bit of a boundary, separate from whatever this controlled fire is, and don't let it get too, all consuming.
And I agree. If you make yourself the center of that story and it's work and you clock in and you clock out, bravo to you. I agree. It's not sustainable. If you make yourself the center of that story and you're fighting with another podcaster and it's eating you up, which it does to most people, and you are now taking this outside of the recording, outside of the download, outside of the click, you are now living a miserable life that is consumed by drama because of yourself. And I refuse to live that
I had
life.
this
I
I had this
refuse.
podcaster. They were like, they got in a fight with me over something, and they were like, "You can use this." They called me out. They called me out and said some bad things on their show. And again, I'm gonna find out from 50 of my own audience. Like, can you believe what so and so said? And then the person was like, "You can use this. You'll get good publicity." And I was like, "I'd rather go broke than." Be a part of whatever. What's the phrase? Like, don't ever fight with a pig. You'll both get in the mud, and the pig's
Yes.
gonna like
I
it.
say if you pick up shit and throw it at someone, they have shit all over them. But then when you're done, you look at your hands and they're covered in
Yeah.
shit as well.
Yeah, so it's
Yes.
like just what, and every once in a while you got to throw shit. Just be selective, and then your audience will really appreciate when you get to that level. I had this lawyer that's been picking a fight with me over this court case, right? I'm a witness now for the state of Arizona. They're going to make a documentary about this when it's all said and done. This girl Laura Owens faked 3 pregnancies, and she might get 6 to 20 years in jail.
She's
Like
from The Bachelor, right?
no, she
Oh,
faked the pregnancy with the guy that was the bachelor.
that was it.
So
Yeah.
she's in a lot of trouble. They raided her home. There's body cam footage of it. She's like fucked out of her mind. And her former lawyer keeps on talking shit to me. And it's like, that's like witness intimidation. And it's like, I'm not responding publicly to what he said recently because it's so bad, but I might actually have to do the avenues of getting a protective order. So it's like, I'm going to be smart with my audience when I choose to address that and at what level of like dunking I choose to do on him. Because it's like, yeah, I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to do this day-to-day soap opera thing. Like
Hmm.
there's enough good drama that like I might carve out my very loyal niche and they might love it, but then the casual person's like, what are you guys even talking? What are you guys even fighting over? Like it's like too far from the plot has been lost at that point.
That's what I say. I'm like, it's so micro. I agree with you that. And then I want to talk about Wendy again, because like that brings me back to my question with her. But like, Right. It's so micro, the people that are looking into a phone or a computer, and then you take the subcategory of that of like, it's not on the TV. This is now, other than the real hardcore audience of, whatever, the broad listener does not even know what we're talking about because it didn't happen on Real Housewives of Miami last week. So this is now a subplot to a subplot to a feud that 90% of the people listening are actually lost.
And you're giving away all of the good content for free at that point. So it's like, if I really have something I need to say, I'll put it on my paid show, or at least watch it. I'll at least put an ad in front of it. I can't remember what it was. I had to audition for something, and I was so annoyed, but they wanted me to send in a YouTube link, and I put ads on the YouTube. And I was like, I'm gonna make 3 cents for you having to watch this right now.
You're like, just make it. Well, no, that's what crossed my mind of like this Wendy Osefo. I'd heard, like, I wonder if I mean, this is sick. This is such a sick thing to think, but I wonder if she's somewhat, not 90%, but a part of her is happy. Look, there are huge housewives. Teresa Giudice is a huge housewife. Kyle Richards is a huge housewife. In the housewife world, Nene Leakes and Bethany Frankel, not all these people are on the show anymore. Wendy Osefo, whether she was your favorite, least favorite, whatever, is not an A-list housewife. She's not that huge name, Nene Leakes, Candy Burris, Countess Luann. So I wonder if some part that you are now in this is just starting. I mean, are you somewhat happy? You're not happy about all the
I
stuff
think
and
the
the jail.
attention, I think the attention getting fed doesn't care in what direction. Like if you're the star of the show, if the cameras are following you into court, there has to be something that feeds that ego there. But that's all like to what cost? You're not going to be getting the ego fed if you're going to be locked away. But yeah, I mean, it's that's there's a lot of psychologists that make a good living online analyzing this stuff because we get to watch it all play out, and these aren't normal people. I think that's what we have to remember is they're not normal people. They're people that are existing in a reality that is rewarding. And I made this claim about what's his face from Vanderpump, Tom Sandoval. I was like, look, you gave this guy 10 years like of rewarding the worst versions of himself. And yeah, he was a douche and a bad guy and cheated just like most of them done the show. But like, everyone rewarded this for 10 years. Like his reality is so distorted from what it must have been when he was like a caterer that and you see this with celebrities that aren't in reality TV that just get years and years of assistants telling them the wrong thing. And, you just lose all objective reality of being a normal human whose shit doesn't stink or whose shit does stink, I should say.
Well, that's what it is. That's why I think part of her might be happy. There is a tension. She's made statements through her reps, which I mean, okay, I guess you have to make a statement. I don't know if but just that she's home and with a family and they're looking forward to their day in court. I see what you're saying. Like, right, you're not happy because at what cost? But the thing is, like, you take this Jen Shah, she's in jail, she scammed elderly people. She said throughout the whole thing, I am not guilty. She said it to everyone who would listen. I'm not guilty. And then she pled guilty after a year. So it is when it just happens. Wendy could be in the like, oh my God, like I'm on. She is literally the story in
So
Bravo
she's still
now.
pleading innocence here.
Oh, so far, well, so far, yes.
I mean, if you do have cleaning people and assistants in and out of your home, but like if you have ring cam footage, someone's got to be a suspect. But like you said, if she's caught wearing the jewelry, it's like at some point the prosecutors lay so many charges on you that whatever plea deal they offer you looks really good. And if you haven't committed any crimes, you might not go to prison and you just have to, you know what I mean? So it's like it seems a lot cheaper if they got you pegged to not fight it and just take whatever deal they give you and hope because a prosecutor, they don't want to go to trial. They don't want to waste all their
No.
time. If they can get you on something where you admit guilt and they can get some payback and monitor you, it's like good. They're happy. It's their batting average, is good.
Well, again, there are people that are like, innocent till proven guilty. Okay, fine. But to your point, you have cleaning people in and out of your house. But the thing is, A, there are items returned which you claimed on your insurance. B, there are three different insurance companies, and you said to each of them, I am not putting a claim in. It's like, I agree with you. It's like, there's so many different charges here.
Do
It's
they
like,
think so? I mean, knowing nothing about the case, if she doesn't have any priors, she probably doesn't do jail time. If she admits to it, it'll be a lot of money she owes back. But it's like, what's the alternative? Is like you're not gonna, yeah. If like if there's this digital foot stamp of returning, and does she play dumb and go, oh, I didn't realize I returned that? Like, it's
maybe.
these people, but these are the types that when people don't take a plea deal, it is like the ego. When they're like this case that I'm involved in, she's not going to take a plea deal. She's going to go to jail.
Never. You don't think ever.